Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Monday again and it's time for week number 5 of our coursework. I hope you've had a good weekend. I hope you're ready to study some more in our class, and I hope you have your books with you and of course the notes that I sent you this morning. First of all today, last week's homework was very well done. I asked you to do number 2 on page 35, and almost everybody did a very good job. I wanted eight activities, sports, exercise, good for children. Most of you came up with sports that are well known, and that's fine because we all enjoy these sports like soccer or dodgeball, jumping rope. Some of you came up with good team sports and good individual sports. Almost everybody remembered a winter sport. I like some kind of outdoor winter activity, like skiing or skating. A lot of you said yoga, taekwondo, and some other martial arts, kendo, a couple of people said, or gumdo in Korean. That's really good, really good. A lot of the martial arts I find are very good for balance and flexibility, which is critical for all other sports, and also very good for sort of mind training and some strength. Taekwondo requires a lot of leg strength, which is excellent. Yoga is really good for everything in your body. So good work. You know, there was a study done a long time ago. A lot of international scientists and sports experts, doctors, they got together to test Olympic athletes, summer and winter, Olympic athletes, to determine who were the healthiest, not the strongest, not the fastest, the fittest, okay, with the healthiest body, most fit, the best fitness. And the top 3, I don't remember all of them. I remember the top 3. Number 3 was cycling. Cyclists are very healthy, very fit. You don't see a lot of overweight cyclists. Number 2, swimmers. Swimming also. Olympic swimmers are incredibly healthy, in almost perfect shape. Number 1 was very surprising. Number 1 was actually from the Winter Olympics, not summer. And the number 1, and this again is a long time ago. It's changed now, maybe. It was cross-country skiers. If you ever watch cross-country skiing, if you usually, during the Winter Olympics, we watch it. What they do is just amazing. The level of fitness of those athletes is in fact incredible, and they were found to be the fittest. Again, this was maybe 50 years ago, so I think it might have changed, but anyway, very interesting, and I always remember that. Last week we began on page 50 and 51, chapter 5, volunteer vacations. And I told you when you read the story to notice the structure. Okay, the introduction from more general to more specific. The introduction gives the bridge, the thesis statement that connects to the rest of the passage. And then 3 body paragraphs. Each one has one key point that connects to the bridge. And then finally the conclusion that has a summary, restatement, and a final thought. The final thought often is for the future. Now that you've read this, now that you understand this passage, this will help you in the future. Something like that. Okay, if we look at the picture, we see people building a home. This is a very, very famous volunteer organization. We will learn about them very soon. Everyone enjoys taking a vacation. Everyone. Very general. All people. All vacations. A vacation is fun and relaxing. General. Some people like to go to the beach and swim. Other people go to the mountains or visit another country. A little bit more specific. Some people, other people. Beach, mountains, okay, a little more specific. Describing a vacation. What is a vacation? We probably already know, but notice the writer is describing the title, Volunteer Vacations. First, vacations. Now, many other people use their vacation time for another reason. What do they do? Notice the question, what do they do? When the writer asks you a question, he or she wants you to start thinking. Something important is coming. That question is a signal that important information is coming. They take a volunteer vacation. There's the title. See how the writer makes you pay attention before defining, giving the definition for the title, the main point here. To help other people. Now, what is a volunteer? Here's our definition. Volunteers are people who do something, but they receive no money for it. They do this because they want to be helpful to people in need. Volunteers help people in need, people who need help, people who can't always help themselves. Very young people, old people, people with maybe they can't walk or they can't see, some sort of physical disability. Many organizations give volunteers a chance to help others. Now, here's our bridge. What is coming? What's coming now? Well, many organizations, volunteer organizations, give volunteers a chance to help others. What are these organizations? We will now look at 3. Bridge. Habitat for Humanity is one of these organizations. Habitat means a place to live. Okay, place to live. Habitat, I mean, for a human, it's a home, but we use it often for animals in science too. Like a bird's habitat would be the trees, and a worm's habitat would be in the ground, the earth, and fish, their habitat is water, the ocean or a lake, like this. Habitat for Humanity is an organization of volunteers who builds homes for the poor. The poor means poor people, just in general, poor people. The most famous volunteer is former US President Jimmy Carter, who won the Nobel Prize for Peace, 2002, Ichani, Nobel Peace Prize. Habitat, wait a minute, let's talk about Jimmy Carter. He was the US President a long time ago. 1976 to 1980, only one term. He was a very nice man. He still is. He's very, very old now. I think he's, how old is he now? 93, 94. He's a very old man, but he cares very deeply about people. Even today in America, many people really like him. A lot of presidents maybe aren't so kind or aren't so caring. But he was. After he was president, he continued to work very hard to help people. He helped create Habitat for Humanity to build homes for people. Very important thing. He helped as an ambassador, negotiating for peace, writing books about how to achieve world peace. He has continued to do his best for humanity. Sadly, he's very, very old now, and he is not well. I believe he has very serious cancer. I don't know exactly, but I know he is in his 90s. But still, like I said, many people love and respect him. Habitat for Humanity volunteers don't need a special skill. They just need to be in good health. Volunteers build homes in the US, but they also construct homes all over the world. Notice the connection here. Build, construct. Build homes, construct homes. Same. Always notice these synonyms. Different words, same meaning. Honduras, Fiji, and Ethiopia. Honduras is in Central America. It's a Spanish-speaking country, and it's Central America is between North and South America. It's very close to Mexico. It's not far, just a little bit south of Mexico. Fiji's in the Pacific Ocean. It's basically north, almost exactly north of New Zealand. Ethiopia's in Africa, East Africa. Volunteers pay for their own trips. For example, a 2-week trip to Honduras, Fiji, or Ethiopia is about $1,200. A second volunteer organization is called Earthwatch. Notice the bridge, the connection. First, remember, there are many organizations that help people volunteer. First, Habitat for Humanity. Second key point, Earthwatch. Earthwatch gets many volunteers to help scientists do research in many places around the world. For example, volunteers may study endangered animals such as manatees in Florida. Endangered means they are in danger of becoming extinct. Extinct, in your notes, you see the word extinct. Finished, all gone, no more. Extinction is forever. So, like a dinosaur, like the dinosaurs are extinct. No more. Once they're all gone, we can't make more. Except, in the movies we can, but that's different. So if an animal is endangered, that means there's not many left. We must be very, very careful. The panda bear in China was endangered, but I think not anymore. We were very careful, humans were careful, and now they're not endangered. But we still should be very careful about them and all other endangered animals. A manatee, on page 50, you see a picture of a manatee. Very interesting looking ocean animal. It's funny looking, but it's safe. It doesn't hurt people. In Asia, there's a very similar animal, like a cousin, called the dugong. The dugong. And some people also call them sea cows. But in Florida, they're known as manatees, and they are endangered. Most of the trips are 2 weeks. Volunteers pay about $1,800 to participate without airfare. That means that doesn't include the air ticket. You must also pay for the air ticket, the airfare. They usually stay in dormitories and cook their meals together. This year, Earthwatch had 4,000 volunteers from 47 different countries. Wow. Cross Cultural Solutions is another volunteer organization. It helps communities in China, Ghana, India, Peru, and Russia. Okay, most of these countries we know. Peru is in South America. South America, that's famous for Machu Picchu, maybe you know. Also a Spanish-speaking country. China, India, Russia, we know. Ghana, of course, is in Africa. Cross-Cultural Solutions helps to bring healthcare and education to many people. Very important, both. 12 to 18 volunteers work together for about 3 weeks in one location. At one location. The work depends on the volunteer's skills. For instance, a volunteer may have special medical knowledge. This person will work in a local hospital. Volunteers have evenings and 2 weekends to spend on their own. On their own means alone or with friends or not working, free. On your own means you're free. You can have free time, you don't have to work. Prices begin at $1,900 for a 2-week trip, not including airfare. Notice the synonym. Line 29, not including airfare. Line 20, without airfare. Same. But the writer is using 2 different expressions, not one. A good writer does not repeat the same expression. Now for the conclusion. Notice, people who take volunteer vacations believe they are helping people around the world to live healthier lives. Live healthier lives. The plural of life. Live lives. Live is a verb, to live. I live, you live, he lives, she lives. Life is a noun. My life, your life, his life, her life. Plural is lives. Live healthier lives. They believe they can help people get an education. The people they help may have a better place to live. For the volunteers, this is the best vacation of all. Okay, so it's just saying, notice it starts specific, repeating the key points, and it ends very general, connecting to the beginning of the story. This is the best vacation for volunteers. Very good. Good story and good information. Maybe you can be a volunteer one day. Here in Korea, you can volunteer, or overseas. If you volunteer overseas, there are many good things you can gain from your experience. Speaking of experience, look at the picture on page 52. We see an elderly gentleman and an elderly woman. They're working. Good for them. They're working hard. It looks like they're building something. They're building a home. They're working for Habitat for Humanity. This is actually a husband and wife working together to help other people. When you see older people working, I hope it makes you feel, well, good. Yeah, I feel really good when I see that picture. But maybe it makes you feel like I should volunteer. If this couple who are older, if they can volunteer and working hard, this is real work, then I can do it too. You can too. Guess what? Do you know who that man is? That man is Jimmy Carter. That's the ex-president of the United States, and his wife Rosalind. We just say Rose sometimes. Chung-mi. He used to be president. He's a very wealthy man. He's famous. He's an important man. This picture was maybe 20 years ago. He was probably in his 70s, 75 to 80. But still, there he is. Not just helping by organizing, not just telling people what to do, but working with his hands. And his wife is working. That is a very nice picture. That gives me incentive to work hard to help people. This picture shows you that Jimmy Carter truly was a man who loved to help people. Jimmy Carter and his wife, both. Okay. Part A was homework. A, skimming and scanning. Part 1, B, main idea is B. Part 2, Habitat for Humanity builds homes for the poor in the US and all over the world. The vacation is 2 weeks and it costs $1,200. Earthwatch helps scientists do research. They work all over the world, 2 weeks, and it costs $1,800. Cross-Cultural Solutions brings healthcare and education to people. Healthcare, education. Where? China, Ghana, India, Peru, Russia. 2 or 3 weeks. It says both. So 2 to 3 weeks, $1,900. Notice the money. There are 2 ways of expressing these numbers in English. You can say $1,200, $1,800. Or you can say $1,200, $1,800, $1,900. Both are common, both are good, both are fine. You can use either one. Part B was also homework. Number 1A, volunteers. 1, work without pay. People in need. 2, cannot always help themselves. Number 2, construct, build. Okay, notice the synonyms. 2C. Number 3 is A, research means to study something carefully. Number 4, dormitories. B, homes for groups of people. Dorm means sleep. Dormitory really means place to sleep, but of course that's a home. Number 5, location. B is a place. Number 6, begin at means 3, lowest. Begin at means the minimum. the start, beginning, starting price, and it goes up. Minimum price, lowest price, C, 3. And B is number 1. A 2-week trip will cost at least $1,900. Minimum $1,900. Lowest $1,900. And it doesn't include airfare, so you need to buy your own airplane ticket. 1. Great, that's all of the homework. Good work, everyone. Let's do some work together now in class on the video. I'm having my coffee while I teach you today. I hope you're having something nice to drink, refreshing, while you listen and while you work. Of course, that's okay. Dictionary skills is a new section. We will do it in every chapter from now. You look at the word. This word, the word will be a word from the reading, and it will have more than one meaning. And so you look at the word, read the definitions, and then answer the questions. For example, former. Former. Adjective. Definition 1, previous, past. He is a former employee of this company. Your former teacher means a teacher in the past, not now. Former means in the past, not now, finished. Or referring to the first thing or person named in a pair. We eat lots of fish and chicken, but we prefer the former. I talked about 2 kinds of food: fish, chicken. The first one I said was fish. That's the former. The second one was the chicken. That's the latter, L-A-T-T-E-R, latter. The former, the latter. We eat lots of fish and chicken, but we prefer the former, the fish. Or we eat lots of fish and chicken, we prefer the latter, the chicken. You read them and then you answer the questions. Look at the sentence. The most famous volunteer is former U.S. President Jimmy Carter. Former, is this number 1 or number 2? It's 1. So A, former, Binkan, 1. Previous, past. He was the previous president. He used to be the president. B, also number 1. The most famous volunteer is the past U.S. President Jimmy Carter. That's correct. Past president, number 1, previous, past. So you would answer A, 1, and B, circle 1. Number 2, skill. Okay, go ahead and try it. Okay, take 2 or 3 minutes, try to answer. Okay, an ability to do something well. ST means something, because of practice, talent, or special training. She has excellent musical skills. This just means ability, talent, musical skill, cooking skill, reading skill, singing skill. Number 2 is a trade. Plumbing is a skill. Trade means a job, work, your career. Number 1 is not necessarily job. Could be hobby, just could be natural talent. Number 2 means your job. A volunteer for cross-cultural solutions may have a skill. For example, special medical knowledge. This person will work in a local hospital. This is knowledge. This is special talent, special knowledge, 1. Practice, talent, or special training. Not necessarily a job. Maybe you studied medicine. You studied how to be a nurse or a doctor. You have skill. B is number 1. A volunteer may have the ability to do something well because of special training. Okay? Or maybe you've learned how to teach well, so now you can volunteer to teach. You have some teaching skill. But it doesn't mean it's your trade. It doesn't mean it's your job. It just means you have knowledge, talent, ability. A, skill, is number 1. B, also sentence number 1. Okay. If you don't understand, then you can ask me in the email. We will do these dictionary skill exercises pretty much every week. In every chapter, at least, there's questions like this. All right, next, word forms. D. Listen and follow, please. In English, there are several ways that verbs change to nouns. Some verbs become nouns by adding the suffix tion, shun. For example, collect, verb, collection, noun. Some words change spelling. For example, explain, verb, explanation, noun. Now look carefully at the bold sentence here. Write all the verbs in the simple present tense. I go, you go, he goes. Simple present tense only. They could be affirmative or negative, positive, negative. I go, he doesn't go. The nouns may be singular or plural. They must fit the sentence. If the word doesn't fit the sentence, it's wrong. Go ahead. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Answer and come back when you are done. Number 1, people around the world want all children to have a good noun. A plus noun. A pen, a box, a desk, a table, a student. A good education. Education. We usually, verb. We, subject, verb. We usually educate children in schools and at home. Education, noun, educate, verb. Number 2, volunteer organizations locate, verb, subject, verb. Volunteer organizations, subject, locate. Locate communities in need. The momo for volunteer work are usually in developing countries, plural. Are is plural. Plural. So you cannot say the location are. The locations are. S. Locations, plural. If no plural, if no S, wrong. Be very careful now when you do these exercises. Number 3, the noun. The construction of a new home can be very fast when many volunteers work together, like in the picture, Habitat for Humanity. They construct homes in cities around the world, many cities around the world. Construction, construct, build. Number 4, when a volunteer works well. Noun. A, noun. Okay, a plus noun. Volunteer here is an adjective describing the noun. An organization, what kind? A volunteer organization. Okay, when a volunteer organization works well, it helps many people. Habitat for Humanity organizes groups of workers. The company organizes. Hongik University organizes. The teacher organizes. S at the end. Number 5, last one. Chris Momo his problems slowly. He thinks quickly. Slowly and quickly. Are they the same? No, they're opposite. He thinks of several Momo right away. Okay, several means more than one. He thinks of several solution. He thinks of several solutions. One pen, several pens. One teacher, several teachers. Okay, one building, several buildings. S. Several solutions right away. Right away, is this slowly or quickly? Bali, right away, right now, fast. Chris doesn't solve his problems slowly. He thinks quickly. Opposite. He thinks of solution right away. Opposite. Be very careful. If you say Chris solves his problems slowly, it's wrong. Chris doesn't solve his problems slowly. All right. You can read the word partnership for self-study. Just look at it. It gives you some examples of meanings and when to use expressions to use solve, expressions to use solution. It's good to read it one time on your own. Homework. Wow, already there. Okay, homework, page 58 and 59. 58E, vocabulary, fill in the blanks. You don't have to show me this. Some of you send pictures or write it. Thank you. That's very nice. I know you're hardworking and I appreciate it, but I don't check those. You don't have to send me that work. I believe you. If you say, teacher, I did section E, then I know you did. Okay? If you have a question or a problem, then ask me the question or problem. F, you will send me. This one is homework that I need to see in your email, not in an attachment. In the email that you send me, you tell me you watched the video, did all the work, you did E, you did the listening lab video, did all the work, and here are my answers for F. Number 1 and number 2. Why does Jimmy Carter volunteer to help build houses for poor people? Why do you think he, Jimmy Carter, volunteers to help build houses for the poor? You must think of 2 reasons why. 2. They must be different. Give me 2 reasons why this man, older man, ex-US president, like in the picture, he doesn't just tell people to work, he doesn't say do this. No, he, at that time, actually worked with his hands. Why did he do that? 2 reasons. Number 2, why do many people work so hard to help people they do not know in countries they do not live in? Why do people like you, young people, most of them are young people like you, maybe a little bit older than you. They finished university, but they're similar to you in age and maybe in life desire. Why? Why do they do this? Why do they help go to other countries? Write down 2 reasons. 2 reasons, 2 positive things about doing this. Okay, so the most important thing now is to remember this from this week. You must send me your work a little bit earlier. 9:00 a.m. Okay, Acham Ahopshi, Moguil. Thursday, 9:00 a.m. I need your work. After that, it will be late. I'll still accept it, but it will be recorded as late. So by Thursday at 9:00 a.m., which means you have today, you have all day Tuesday, you have all day Wednesday. You have plenty of time. Thursday, no later than 9 a.m. Thursday morning, I want you to finish all your work, send me your email, tell me you've done the work, and show me your answers for F. Number 1, 2 reasons. Number 2, 2 reasons. Right? And make them good reasons. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Stop there. Page 60, we will do together next week. Don't worry about page 60 forward now. Just get the homework done, finish up to page 59. Okay, keep up the good work, everyone. Remember, the more effort you make, the better it is for you. And of course, I always notice when you're making a bigger effort. Right? Make sure you get your work done. Make sure you make a good effort. Make sure you send it to me on time, Thursday morning, 9 a.m. I look forward to hearing from all of you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you here again in next week's video lecture. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.